This video was recorded at the FIFA 17 capture event. I was invited by EA Sports, who gave me early access to FIFA 17 and covered the cost of my meals throughout the day. The ratings of the players and some transfers are not final. Hope you guys enjoy. Penalties have changed a lot in FIFA 17, and therefore I thought it would be a great idea to give you guys a bit of a tutorial on how to actually take them, so that by the time the retail game comes out, you're going to know exactly what you're doing when you get that first penalty in your first online game. So I played the game at EA Play, I've played at Gamescom and the capture event, and when I got penalties at all of these events, I basically stuck it over the bar, smashed the ball wide. I didn't really know what I was doing. So I decided to spend some time in the penalties skill games to learn all about them. And I have to say, this area of the game, the actual skill games, is very useful, very important for the new mechanics within the game, such as free kicks and penalties. It's a good place to go to really learn the basics and get used to them, so that when you do go into online games, you should be able to handle yourself. So ideally, I'd like to be taking penalties like this. Decent amount of power, a decent run up, and obviously a good finish into the corner. But what was happening was I was hitting penalties straight over the bar and stuff like this. I just couldn't get the hang of it. So after a little bit of practice and some close calls, hitting the post like right there, I eventually got decent and I am able to hit the targets and smash the top corners pretty much every single time. So I'm going to explain the basics now and hopefully give you a good idea of the button combinations you need to press when taking penalties on FIFA 17. The first thing you'll notice is that penalties are now started with a run up. You have to set your player off on a run as opposed to just pressing the shoot button like in previous FIFAs. So the first thing to do is to push forwards on that left stick to start your player running. Immediately once your player starts running, you can still use that left stick to angle your shot. So you're going from, let's say, a forward position on that left analog stick, and then you're sort of rolling it to the left slightly if you want to aim for that left-hand corner. And it's worth noting that at this point in time, you're literally aiming for the direction you'd like to go. You're not aiming top left or bottom left, you're just aiming left at this point in time. So your player's running up to the ball and you're aiming with that left stick in the direction that you want to go. You start to add power by pressing the shoot button. The longer you hold down that button, the more power you add to the shot, the higher that shot will go. So for instance, if you want to hit a low shot, sort of along the floor, you're going to basically want to just tap the shoot button as opposed to holding it down for longer if you're aiming for top bins. So roll the left stick forwards, your player starts running. Adjust that left stick to angle your shot, so left, right, or hold it straight if you still want to go down the middle. And then press and hold the shoot button for either a very short amount of time if you want your shot to go low, or slightly longer if you'd like it to go higher. Once your player reaches the ball, he will then take the shot, and if you've managed to do everything right, you should see the ball flying into the corner that you actually wanted it to. Now, of course, this takes time to learn, and this is why the skill game is extremely useful, because especially in the first particular penalty skill game, you get the aim assist. You can visually see the amount of power, the aim, the direction that you've got behind this penalty with this aim assist on, which of course is very, very useful when you're learning. At the capture event itself, we were actually able to toggle the assist on and off in online games. However, I'm not sure this is going to be a thing on the retail copy, but if so, if your opponent can't see it, I would definitely recommend you switching on the aim assist. So as you progress through the skill game, you're going to have lots of different targets to hit, lots of different angles and corners to hit the ball in. And not every time are you going to have the ability to have that aim assist on. So start learning the muscle memory now and learn just how far left you need to put it in order for it to go left-hand side, right in the corner. Same for the right, and all that good stuff. Continuing on through this tutorial and through the skill game, you'll start to learn that you can customize your penalties. And this is where the new system really comes into its own. You can take so many different varieties of penalties this year, it's unreal. For example, you can adjust the player stance. You can move him left and right, forwards and backwards to adjust the run-up accordingly to how you want to take the penalty. You can take those normal power style penalties. You can also take finesse shot style as well, and of course the chip shots. And it doesn't end there. Previously, players would sort of run up to the ball all at the same speed. Well, you can actually do a sprint run up now as well. So with these customizations, you've got infinitely more styles and techniques to take your penalties with. You can, for instance, adjust your run up, and then sprint up to the ball, and then slot a finesse shot perfectly into the top right corner. On the other hand, for a totally opposite penalty, you might want to have a really short run up where your player's almost standing on the side. You sort of walk up to the ball and then at normal speed roll it into the bottom left corner. That's going to look extremely different from that first penalty where you had a super long run up and you sprint at the ball. Of course, by learning and utilising these different techniques, you're going to be able to fake your opponent quite well. Let's say, for instance, you have this really long run up and then you sprint at the ball, but just before you've struck the ball, you hold the button which enables you to do a chip shot, and then where your opponent is expecting you to rifle it in one of the corners, you simply hit him with the Panenka. Hopefully this video has given you some tips and tricks and a little bit more of an understanding on what penalties are like in FIFA 17. Make sure you hit up the skill game once you get a chance to and really learn these, because once you get one in game, you don't want to miss that opportunity to score a goal. It might mean the difference between a win and a loss. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up, and of course if you would subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing as well for more FIFA 17 content coming your way shortly. Thanks for watching guys, I hope you have a great day and we'll catch you next time. Peace.